I've always been inclined towards getting into photography, towards making films. I had this urge to get into the media field, as well as there was a part of me that always wanted to get into the fashion industry ever since I was young. Since I was brought up in such an atmosphere where I was surrounded with boundless talent and so much creativity and so much innovation, that no matter what, you tend to get inclined towards that field and you tend to develop a certain fascination towards that field. So that's where my journey actually began. Ministry of Design was formed about 2 years ago by my mom and my sister, and it was that phase of my life where I was confused as to what field I wanted to pursue with, which line I wanted to get into. As I've always been inclined towards photography and films ever since I was a child, there was also a part of me which was a fashion enthusiast. So that's when I was confused what to do. That's where my journey with Ministry of Design actually began. I began with doing social media for them. I was a fashion blogger. I used to blog about them. I used to promote them on various social media sites, and that's when the beginning happened. And then I think the first time I actually felt like a very integral part of it was when I did a shoot for them about a year and a half ago. I did a fashion shoot for them, and that's when I realized that okay, this is it. I'm going towards the right field. I've got the right platform, and I want to go further with it. Now it's come to a point where I have started handling their PR. I've started, it's not only limited to their digital marketing and social media, I also handle their PR. I promote them, I handle their events. So I think I began with promoting them on various social media platforms. I'm a social media addict and I am a very religious fashion blogger. I am very regular with it. So I started with writing about them and promoting them on social media platforms, and that's where it all began. And then I think the first time I did a fashion shoot for them, which was about a year and a half ago, I did a shoot for them, and that's when I realized that okay, this is it. This is the correct platform I've got. This is the field I want to pursue with, and this is what I want to do now. So I guess that's when everything fell in the right place and everything felt right to me, and I felt that I'm going towards the right direction. So now it's come to a point where I've actually taken it further to not just digital marketing and social media. I also handle their PR. I also handle their promotions. I handle their events, and I think it's a very good thing because my mom has the flavor of this particular field because she's been into it for a lot of years now. So she's very experienced and she has that traditional touch in her. Then there's my sister who's so fresh with her ideas and she's so innovative and she's always coming up with new ideas and strategies. And then there's me, and you know, we all know that creativity is really is something everybody is gifted with. My mom has been into this industry for over 2 decades now, and she has her own flavor about the industry that not everybody has. Then there is my sister who's so fresh with her ideas right now. She has so much potential and she's always coming up with such brilliant ideas. And we all know creativity is something that not everybody is gifted with, and whoever has been gifted with it needs to use them in the right manner in order to create the awareness so people actually know about it. That's where I play the role here. I play the role of getting people aware of them, of getting people to know how. Pause. Since three of us are so strong in our own domains, I think the efforts put into Ministry of Design by us is definitely going to take this to the next level.
Start.
Tell me something about the show.
Show is very well presented. Uh, the collection is awesome. I like the cut, I like the drapes, I like the color combination, I like the embroidery, which is very subtle and still there. It's adding the right touch. And of course the afternoon, all these nice girls and then the nice clothes along with good food and drinks. It's perfect.
Okay, tell me the relationship you had with Winky Singh and Rashmi Singh.
I've known Winky for many years. Actually, I've known her from the time when she was exporting to some boutiques and some departmental stores in Europe and UK. Even at that time, I would look at her collection and I'd say, when are you entering the Indian retail market? It was, and she used to say, well, you have to wait, someday, not now. But I used to really like the cuts, the simplicity in her clothes, but at the same time they were very elegant. And actually when she told me that she is opening this store in Shapurjat, I was actually wondering, is she going to be one of those Indian designers with a lot of bling in the embroidery and that chatak thing, I thought that, is she going to be that, or is she going to remain true to herself? So actually when I came to know that she opened the store, and I visited her in the store first time, and I was walking through the by-lanes of Shapurjat, and on both sides there are shops, there are windows, people have displayed their costumes and the dresses, and I was thinking, okay, there is so much of variety in colors and the embroidery, but at the same time they all belong in the same category where everything is very bright, very shiny. So is Winky going to be one of them? And when I climbed up the stairs and I entered her store, it was completely different. The cuts, the drapes, the material, the embroidery. She had brought the whole elegance that she has around her clothes, or she had her around her clothes, she had brought it all together and in that collection, and it was amazing. The right colors, right touch of embroidery, beautiful materials she was using, and it just looked awesome. Very nice.
And go.
So I was, once I saw her selection, and I was really impressed because she remained true to herself. And
Yes.
Alright, so I'll just say I don't know what you have to do. Okay, so once I saw her collection, I was really impressed because she has in her growth from an exporter to boutiques and departmental stores to her own line, I think she has remained true to herself. The cuts, the drapes, the material, the embroidery, all has come together and it's looking very elegant, very nice. I was actually so impressed. My friend's daughter was getting married and they were looking for Western outfits, and I told them, you don't even have to think, that's where you're going to go. So they did go around to the other stores, and once they landed there, they called me up and they said, is it Ministry of Design? And I said, yes, that is where Winky is. And they said, yes, you were right. It is. They had seen so many designers, so many boutiques, and they completely agreed that she was different. And her collection is actually timeless.